Hi Wildcats, I'm Lauren, and we have some interesting news today. We have Miss Samples talking about testing, and we have some stuff about Founders Day, which is really fun, and we have tons of other stories.
Hey there, Wildcats. I'm Cameron, and I'm here with Miss Jenkins, and she is our future Teacher of the Year. So how does that feel?
It was very much a surprise that I believe our colleagues, all the teachers go in and vote for someone. So for the teachers to do that, that's super special, and I'm very thankful to those that did that.
And what things have you done this year that you feel really contributed to that?
Okay, so Teacher of the Year, we have this almost like a college application that we have to fill out. And so I've been having to think about your question a lot because I have to turn in my answers. So I really think that it's important for the teachers to stay involved with the students, stay active from the very beginning of the year to the very end of the year, throughout the summer. I'm always up here trying to do something. I'm raising my kids. I've got three kids in Rains ISD. And so what I'm doing not only affects my students, but my children as well. So that's really important to me.
Well, everybody is definitely thankful that you've taken time away from your family and your kids to help the students here. I know that must be very difficult.
Yeah, I think that I've always known I wanted to coach. I've always known that I enjoyed being at school. I knew I wanted to be a mom. I wanted a lot of kids. And so I wanted to have the education as my career so that I would have the same vacations as my children had, you know. And so that is only possible. And like you said, taking time away. I've got a great husband who supports me, and he lets me come up here, and sometimes he's up here with me, but I hope that our high school kiddos really try to find, as they're graduating or trying to figure out what they're going to do with the rest of their life, that they find something that they can truly enjoy each day. I don't know. There's a saying, what is it? It doesn't feel like work, I guess.
Yeah, I get what
Something
you mean.
like that.
I get what you mean. And your basketball year this year went amazingly.
Yes. Yeah, so basketball was very incredible, very busy, very long, which was great for us. The community did a great job rallying around the girls and the team. I've got some phenomenal parents in our community that truly support their girls being coached hard and loved on. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, we had a very successful year. Went to San Antonio, made it down there for the state tournament. Didn't win when we were down there, so the goal is next year not just to get there, but to win when we get down there. So I'm excited. Girls are putting in work right now. We've got a good cross country team. Our track did well. All of our sports have done a really good job. We've been busy. We've gotten everybody. Volleyball went to the playoffs. Softball's currently going right now. Powerlifting. I mean, everybody's done great.
Do you think that state tournament really is like a big contributor to getting Teacher of the Year this year?
Oh, I don't know. They don't ever reveal to you, I guess, who voted for you or not. I try my best to talk to everybody. I probably talk too much. I get that from my dad. But I try my best to communicate. We have a lot of, y'all students know that we've got a lot of teachers that stay, but we also have a lot of teachers that leave. So there's always new faces. And so us veteran teachers, I'm nowhere near Miss Samples. Miss Samples, I love you. She's in a league of her own.
Mr. Lance, your chopped liver.
Mr. Lance and I believe we're the same year. This is year 5, I believe. But there's a lot of new people. And so I think it's just important to, just like y'all do with students, we want to welcome everybody. Somebody that feels like they're seen when they come to work, they are seen and talked to, and when they're missing, somebody texts them, hey, just checking on you, everything okay? I just think that's important. I would want that to happen to myself as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants that sense of community, to feel welcome in an environment.
Yeah.
So since you're Teacher of the Year, everybody wants some wisdom. What's one thing you've really learned this year?
Well, I never say no, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Just to take it all in. I like to listen to, when I come to my room, I think every teacher probably has their own little routines that they go through. I have, like I told you, 3 kids. So I'm dropping off a kid at the elementary, the intermediate, and the CDC. So I have first period conference, which is amazing. Kind of lets me take a deep breath and get things ready for the day. Throw on some music in my room, try to keep myself focused and centered. You're going to have bad days. There's a song that I love called Better Days Coming from Mercy Me. I think I've played that almost every morning. Not necessarily that yesterday was a bad day, but just to know that things are gonna be okay. Like,
I completely get what you mean.
Things are gonna be okay.
And that's a good lesson to have, is to that everything's gonna be okay eventually.
It will.
That's a great lesson to live by. So tell us a little bit about your family life.
Okay, so I graduated from Crandall High School in 2005, and Crandall was very similar to here. 3A school. I think I graduated with 130 kids, which might actually be a little bit more than what we have right now. But I had lots of student council that I was a part of, different organizations, different clubs. I even think I did environmental club. I loved being involved, always. I wanted to be in the know of what was happening. We built a new high school, and I was on that committee, and just wanted to know what was happening. Crandall was really great because people in that community were doing what I'm trying to do to our students. And so I want our students to be involved. So I do student council on all kinds of things. But as far as that was who I guess helped raise me. Both of my parents stayed in the community. I went from first grade to 12th grade. And I think that's huge. I'm finding out that's really hard just to stay put, especially now when it's so easy to just pack up and move and go somewhere else. I found out that it's really hard just to stay. We've got a lot of families that have done that. I'm trying to do that for my kids. I have 2 sisters. One sister was a principal, so she was in education. My husband's side of the family, one of my niece and nephew, they are coaching, one at Martins Mill and one in Katy, and teaching. And so we kind of have the education in our family. But yeah, my husband would coach if he could, but he does not.
If he could.
If he could.
So do you think your family has really contributed to your success as a teacher?
Absolutely. The support has to be there. The listening ear. I can't tell you how many times my husband just listens to me tell about, what's happened through the day, good or bad, what I need to take a step back on. Sometimes we get too zoomed in to what's happening, and then we kind of have to take a bigger perspective and step back. So he gives a good outside view. You've got to have your people. Sometimes I call my best friend, who's also in education, see what they're doing in her school. Are they even having the same problems? Or are they having the same successes? My previous schools that I've talked to, I've got friends at those schools, just to kind of see, I guess in comparison, what's happening, and stay centered.
It's always very, very important to have that support in your life. It helps a great deal in success and whatnot.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming and having the privilege of us interviewing
thank y'all.
you. On to the next one, Wildcats.
Thank you.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today we are with Colby, the amazing overlord of Tetris. And this weekend, Sunday to be specific, he went to Arlington, Texas for an official state competition. It was separate with collegiate and high school, but both were competing. There were some international for collegiate, but for high school it was all state. He was one of 4 Tetris players that went. Can you tell us a little bit about how it was like?
I mean, it was my first experience going to an esports stadium, and it was held by a corporation called Vanta, and they it was really cool. It was really nonchalant. You just kind of show up, pay to get in, which we didn't have to because we're competitors and coaches. But it was really awesome getting to see all the other games and getting to compete. It was really cool.
And the stadium was held by CECC, but Vanta was actually competing in it for all of the UIL esports. Can you tell us a little bit about how you did and how you prepared?
Yeah, to prepare, there was a open Tetris competition the entire day where you could anyone, not even the competitors, could just sit down and at two computers just play Tetris to see who could get the top score. They would record it, and then you get prizes at the end. I ended up getting second place in that and won a Tetris board game. And in the official competition, at 3:30, there was a practice run, and then you could just play your official match, in which I got third place with 602,000 points.
620,000.
20,000,
Yes. All right, that sounds wonderful. Excellent job. And what were some of the prizes that you got, if you got any?
Besides the open competition thing, I entered a raffle and won because the place was sponsored by Takis and Oakley and Baylor, and so I got several Baylor gift bags filled with a lot of candy, and then an overwhelming amount of Takis, a Takis chair, and a Oakley backpack.
And I do know that some other sponsors, along with Takis, Baylor, and Oakley, there was also Circle, the water bottles, and the U.S. Army was one of them. So it was very, very eventful and very, very big. This is a great accomplishment. Some of the things that they had there were things like Oakley sunglasses and Dr. Pepper flavored Jelly Bellies and bins full of Takis. So very, very exciting. How would you rate this experience overall?
I'd have to say a 9 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means, but it was really fun. It was the best. It was a really good experience to go into the esports community. Everyone was very nice. There was no toxicity there, and it was a very nice community, and a lot of free stuff in it.
I was actually just about to ask about the community, and it's nice to know that it was very, very friendly and welcoming. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I don't think so, actually.
All right, well, excellent job in this Tetris competition. Technically, it was an international competition, but he did compete in state. He got third place overall. That's an excellent thing. Congratulations. Make sure that you wish him a congratulations in the hallway, and see you next time.
Hi, I'm Kane, and I'm here with Ms. Samples today, who's going to be giving us a little bit of information about the upcoming AP exams this week.
This week is a big week for our seniors who are taking the AP Literature and Composition test. This test is extremely hard. I even go so far as to say it's harder than the SAT or ACT. Students can acquire 9 hours of college credit through this exam. They will start about 8 a.m. and they'll have a rigorous 1 hour multiple choice that's made up of 55 questions that they will get credit for the questions they get correct. So any question that is incorrect will not count against them. There's a multiplier on the multiple choice. I think it's like 1.223 that they will get for every question they get right. And then they'll have a short break after the multiple choice, like 10 minutes, and then they will begin the essay section. The essay section is made up of 3 compositions that they will have to write in a 2-hour time frame. The test is all electronic, so they will be able to type their composition. The 3 compositions, the first one will be over a piece of poetry that they will have to analyze. The second one will be over a piece of prose, and then the last one's what they call an open-ended question, that they will ask them an open-ended question, and they can write about any piece of literature that they've ever read in their entire life. That's, of course, of literary merit. The third composition is the highest scored of the 3, and I've encouraged them to start with that one so that since it is the highest scored, they're probably more likely to get more points on that section. Once that 2 hours is up, the test is over, and they will submit just like they do any other electronic test, and they will get the results in about mid-June.
Awesome, that's very interesting. Is there any required length to meet for the essays? Anything?
No, we've been looking at some essays, and they've been evaluating them and trying to put a score on them so they get a good idea of how the composition is going to be graded. But there's not a required length, but most people write around 2 or 3 pages for each question.
Awesome, and this is coming up May 8th of this week, yes?
Yes,
Awesome.
It will be this week, and they will not be able to leave until all students are finished with the test. But like I said, it's very rigorous, but they can get up to 9 hours of college credit, which is equivalent to 3 courses in English.
It's very, very interesting. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about this or anything else going on?
No, I'd like to wish the ones that are taking it good luck. This is an opportunity for them to get college credit perfectly free, because our school district pays for our students to take the AP Literature and Composition test. So they have nothing to lose by at least attempting to try to get the highest score they can.
Awesome. Thank you for this interview, and that is all that we have for this interview. On to the next one.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey there, Wildcats. I'm Cameron, and I'm here with
JC.
and she's going to be telling us a little bit about what happened at the state track meet this past weekend. So, how'd you do?
I got third. Basically, just went against some really tall girls, and they ended up beating me. But it's okay.
And what track sport do you actually participate in?
Well, I did high jump at state, but I do other ones.
Okay, that's awesome. So, how hard have you been practicing for this this past upcoming game?
I mean, I practice every single day pretty much during athletics and after school, so about twice a day other than the weekends.
All right. Would you say that your teammates, well, I guess they're still teammates in track, would you say that your teammates are practicing just as hard?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's awesome that you guys are putting in that work. So, a little bit about you. You're a senior, right? And you're graduating this year. What do you think your favorite part about this year was? Even just a favorite moment that you got to experience?
Well, going to the state basketball game was pretty cool. The environment was insane, and being able to get that far was pretty awesome. And state track too was pretty cool.
That's awesome. So, would you like to give a thank you to any mentors who helped you get that far in state basketball?
I mean, every single one of my coaches, Coach Jenkins, Coach Smith, Coach Sims, they were all there for every single moment of every single game, and they all had my back, so I'll give a shout out to them.
That's great. And do you have any shout outs for all the teammates you have in several sports?
Well, my PK, I love her. She was pretty much my best friend, and she made it fun. And just everybody else, I mean, I all have a relationship. I have a relationship with all of them, and we're all really close, and it's awesome to be close with that many girls.
That's beautiful. All right. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. To the next one, Wildcats.
Hey Wildcats, I'm Wiley and this is Miss Wallace, and today we're going to be talking about all of the certifications that she's getting ready for her students this week.
So the first one we have coming up is on May 15th. My senior phlebotomy students will be taking their Certified Phlebotomy Technician exam. This is through the National Healthcare Association. So if they're successful on passing that, they will be certified phlebotomist. In order to be eligible to take that test, they have to have had 10 capillary punctures and 30 vena punctures. So this is why we're always asking if we can stab people with needles here at the school. So that's the first round of tests. My juniors won't take their test until June 12th. Because it has to be within a calendar year of their graduation. My EMT students are in big review mode right now. They have not scheduled their exams yet, but they hopefully will be taking those within the next month. EMT is through the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians, so this is a big test. It makes them eligible to go anywhere in the country and practice as an EMT basic. So it's a big deal, and it's a very difficult test.
Right, it seems like it. These certifications are definitely not easy to get, so you guys have been preparing, drawing blood all year. Lots of tests and studying, so good luck to all of the kiddos that are going for those certifications. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
It's just a busy time of year. We've got regional tennis headed out this week. We've got softball, baseball still in the playoffs. We've kind of wrapped up UIL for the year, but Ms. Samples and I are now planning the R Awards academic ceremony. We've got Senior Decision Day coming up. Yeah. So our days are drawing to a close, but lots to do in the meantime.
All right, awesome. And do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, let me tell you, we all love Miss Samples. Miss Samples was my senior English teacher when I was here, not to date her or anything. But let me tell you, she is the rock on this campus, and we depend on her so incredibly much to just double check things and be in charge of things. So huge shout out to Miss Samples. My other shout out goes to Mr. Irwin. So he's our paramedic instructor. He's a firefighter paramedic for Plano Fire Department. He comes in several days a week to help instruct the EMT class. Huge shout out to him because he gives up time with his wife and kids at home to be here to teach our students, and he does an excellent job of preparing them.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for this interview, and on to the next one, Wildcats.
Hey there, Wildcats. I'm Cameron. I'm here with the Rains weather. All right, we're back at it again, even though it's the same thing every day. Hot and cold, hot and cold. Wednesday, we have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. It has been wet outside. The back of my yard is flooded, and I'm not even tired of it because I like the sound of rain when I sleep. It's going to be partly sunny with a high near 86. It's getting really hot outside, and I'm still wearing breeches because for some reason I wear shorts in the winter and pants in the summer. Wednesday night, it's going to be a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 a.m. It's still raining! Partly cloudy with a low around 63. See, hot and cold. Thursday is a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. Mostly sunny with a high near 79. So it's getting a little colder, getting a little chillier because Texas can't make up its mind. Thursday night, it's going to be partly cloudy with a low around 58. Friday, it's going to be sunny with a high near 76. Friday night, it's going to be partly cloudy with a low around 55. Saturday, it's going to be partly sunny with a high near 76. Saturday night, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a low around 58. Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny. Ooh, sunny on Sunday, who would have thought? With a high near 76. So it's going to be really hot during the day, really cold during the night. Who would have thought when the sun goes to hide away? Mr. Blue Sky. It's all over the place. Please just keep an eye out. I've noticed there's been a lot of severe weather warnings recently. Take the proper precautions. Maybe buy a tornado shelter. Be aware of the bombs. On to the next one, Wildcats.
Hey Wildcats, I'm Wiley again, and this is Mr. Lance, and he's going to be telling us about Founders Day. Yes.
Yes. Founders Day is super awesome. I really enjoyed it. What is Founders Day? Obviously, it is once a year. It is typically the first weekend in May, I believe. And they have a bunch of vendors. They've got bounce houses. They've got carnival games. They have like a whole what is it? Animal little mini circus where you can pet the chickens and guinea pigs and ride the donkeys or whatever it is. It was super fun. I went on Saturday. We actually had a booth set up there, and we're raising money for our Puerto Rico trip. And I got to tell you guys, it was such a fun experience to see so many people in the community come, hang out. I got to meet a lot of people I hadn't met before. We also had signups for our newspaper right here at Rains High School. Awesome. And we got another about 30 plus subscribers, so it was really good on that front. And then, of course, later that night, there was a concert right there at the city park. So it was a great experience. I hope you guys show up every year. Put that on your calendar because Founders Day is legit.
All right, Wildcats, you heard it. Founders Day is awesome. Make sure that you find out when it is for the upcoming year. And thanks for the interview. On to the next one.
Hey Wildcats, I'm Andrew and this is
Vince.
And today we're going to be talking about Theater Awards. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so May 14th, next Tuesday, we are having our annual Theater Awards. That's where we go and we pretty much show off all of our people in theater and how amazing everybody is. It will be at 7 p.m. and we're going to have a blast.
Do you know any other details about it? What do we usually do there?
I know we are having a raffle that night, so I'm not exactly sure what prize is on the table, but that will be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Is anyone invited or is it just theater people?
Anybody is invited.
So is there any theme behind this?
Yes, for this Theater Awards, we are doing our theme is Masquerade.
Ooh, that sounds really fun. Can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you Wildcats for watching, and on to the next one.
Hello Wildcats, my name is Preston, and today I'm being joined by Carson. He's going to tell us a bit about baseball, so what's going on?
We caught a dub Wednesday and Friday against Bonham, 6-5 and 12-0. And Wednesday, Grant Guidry had a pretty good night at the plate. He went, I believe, 3 for 4. He had a 3-run shot to tie the game in the top of the 7th, and then hit a double to win the game in the 8th. And Friday, our bats were hot the whole night.
So what happens next?
And this week we play Whitesboro, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in a 3-game series. Whitesboro beat Scurry, and Scurry's a pretty good baseball team, so we got to show up and have the bats hot Sean and Nick need to pitch good, and yeah.
Any shout outs for anybody? Anybody that sticks out to you, or
Like on the team, like
it could be a team, it could be like parents who inspired you or anything like that.
Coaches, anybody.
Coaches, yeah.
well, Coach Kodger's doing a great job coaching. Coach Moody, Coach Bolt. We have a great coaching staff, and the players are working hard. We're working hard. It's fun.
All right, well, thank you for this interview, and thank you for watching Wildcats. On to the next one.
Thank you, Wildcats, for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified every time we post a video. On to the next one.